The time has come, and now I'm not talking about my first YouTube video, also that too. A new messenger, BitChat, without the internet and censorship, was released. Hi, I'm Alina. I have been programming over 15 years, around 10 of which I have been building web applications, and now I design their architecture. And today we are going to talk about no internet messenger that can also send Bitcoin. The concept of messengers has been around a very long time. And in the past, people didn't use the internet to send messages. Our headmans and princes wrote letters to their armies, their wives, maybe even doodled the memes of their times for friends, and waited for a reply. So, is it progress or regress? On the plus side, postmen today don't get their chopped off for bad news. At worst, someone will just leave the group chat or delete the app. With BitChat, you need to think about the situation where this kind of messenger could be useful. Perfect for protests, picnics, or the apocalypse. This technology can be especially handy when the traditional infrastructure is down. So let's install it and see how it works. While it's installing, I will tell you a bit more about it. Back in 2006, Jack Dorsey created Twitter, a platform where you can share your thoughts that fits in 140 characters and wouldn't ruin your reputation forever. Everything was going fine until Musk came along. He fired everyone, brought in his freedom of speech, which somehow felt like a filter but in reverse, and Twitter turned into a battlefield for bots, an arena for flame wars, and most importantly, a center of global censorship, algorithms, and bans for, oh, that's politically uncomfortable. Jack Dorsey got tired of it all, went into the mountains, recharged, wanted to share his thoughts and selfie with friends, but the internet was down. And so BitChat was born, a messenger without the internet, without accounts, without censorship, and without Musk. BitChat creates a mesh network from nearby phones using Bluetooth Low Energy. A mesh network means that each phone is both a node and repeater. It can send its own messages and forward other people's messages. Imagine you're at the airport, on a plane, there is no internet, and you really need to send a message.
This Kevin, give this to Kevin.
Give this to Kevin.
Give this to Kevin.
Give this to Kevin. Kevin.
Give this to Kevin. Give this to Kevin.
Give this to Kevin. Give this to Kevin.
Give this to Kevin.
Give this to Kevin. Here you go, Kevin.
Only the McAllister family could spread out across the terminal and create this mesh network. That is how BitChat works. But instead of Kevin's sublinks, it's your neighbor's phones. BitChat has no source at all, like the Solin Corporation X. Instead, it builds a mesh network where each phone is a mini router. You literally pass the messages from phone A via phone B to phone C. If the messages go from A via B to C, can be read it? No. BitChat uses its end-to-end encryption. That means only the sender and the receiver can read the message. Even if it passed through 100 random phones in the mesh network, no one can decrypt it because the keys are only at the two ends of the chain. It's asymmetric encryption, where there are two different keys, one for encryption, one other for decryption. For example, using elliptic curve cryptography, ECC, like curve 25519, and how it works. Each user generates a private key, a large random number. Let's call it small a. They calculate their public key, visible to everyone, capital A. Small a multiplied by g, where g is a fixed point on the elliptic curve, also called the generator point. Here, multiplying the point g by the scalar small a is elliptic curve multiplication, not ordinary multiplication. This is why, knowing the public key capital A, it's practically impossible to calculate the private key small a. The sender encrypts the message with the recipient public key. Only the owner of the corresponding private key can decrypt it. Result: only the intended recipient has the key to decrypt. Any middle phones only sees scrambled data. How secure is it? Messages are split into 500 byte chunks and sent to the mesh. Each one is end-to-end encrypted, never stored on the server. To an ephemeral identity, new ID each time you launch the app can be instantly wired via panic mode. Triple tap, all data gone. No accounts, no logins, no tracking, no data harvesting. What about Bitcoin? BitChat integrates Chimune eCash, a cryptographic message from 80s for anonymously transferring tokens. It lets you set Bitcoin equivalent Satoshis offline as digital banknotes, which are later redeemed for actual Bitcoin through a mint issue server. Seems to feel like handing over cash in person, and the bank verifies as soon as there is internet. Clearing, this is transferring the token between phones. Settlements, actually posting it on blockchain when internet is available. Where and when could it be used? It's built for the times when traditional infrastructure fails, especially useful in no-signal zones like villages, mountains, front lines. During mobile blackouts, how we know it's possible. Protests or rallies where network access may be blocked. Travel or crowded events, festival, conferences, stadiums, emergencies, floods, earthquakes, cyber attacks on infrastructure. Jack Dorsey basically made WhatsApp for apocalypse. If you found the video interesting or helpful, hit like and subscribe to keep the tech content coming. Thanks!